So the sensitivity of quantity demanded for a certain good to a change in real income of consumers. One second. Okay. So income elasticity of demand can be defined as the sensitivity of the quantity demanded for a certain good to change in the real income of consumer who buy this good, keeping all other things constant. That is the very basic assumption of a demand definition. That is keeping ceteris paribus. That is keeping all other things constant. That we are not going into what the price of the commodity, what the stage of preference of that consumer, or what is the price of the relative good. We are at the moment we are keeping all these things constant. Okay, right. In the same way, how we define the price of in price elasticity of demand, we can define the income elasticity of demand as which is denoted by E, and the elasticity is E, and M is the nothing but the income, which can be defined as the percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in income. What was the formula for price elasticity of demand? The percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in
Price.
Here we change this price with the income. So when you learn clearly about this price elasticity of demand, you'll easily get all other formula for even if it is for income elasticity or close price elasticity of demand. So suppose for example, if there is increasing in person's income by 10%, if there is an increase in a person income by 10%, this quantity demanded will increase by 20%. So his income elasticity, it's a measure, is calculated as by 2. Okay, if an income increases by 10%, quantity demanded or consumption of that person increases by 20%, then 20 by 10, that is E2, that is income elasticity of that particular consumer is equal to 2. Then we can measure, or we can measure the magnitude of this income elasticity of demand in these ways. If income elasticity of demand is positive, the value of income elasticity of demand is positive, and it is equal to, if it is between 0 and 1, it is nothing but the normal good. Okay. In the second case, if income elasticity, the measure of income elasticity for a particular commodity is positive and it is greater than, we can call it as, well, we can relate it to a luxury good. And third one is, if income elasticity of demand for a particular commodity is negative, it is nothing but the inferior good. Based on this, I will ask you some questions. You have to respond. It's very simple. If income elasticity of demand is positive and it is between 0 and 1, the good is normal. If income elasticity of demand is positive and it is greater than 1, the good is luxury. And if it is negative, the good will be inferior good. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Why you are not responding, dears? Hasna, what if the income elasticity of demand is positive and greater than 1? Hasna, are you there?
Ma'am, she's absent.
Okay, sorry. Clinita, are you there?
Ma'am, she's also absent.
Okay. Arsina?
Yes, ma'am.
What
It's
if
like very
income
good.
Necessity of demand is greater than-
Luxury goods.
What kind of good is this?
Luxury.
Yes, luxury good. What if it is negative?
Inferior good.
Very good. So let's move on to how graphically we can explain this income elasticity of demand. Okay, here y-axis we measure the income, that is M, and x-axis we measure the quantity demanded of that particular commodity. In the initial period, the person has M1 income and Q1 quantity is demanding. Clear? Person income is M1 at the moment his quantity demanded is Q1. Okay? And after some point of time, or suppose the M1 increases to this income increases to M2, this quantity demanded decreases to Q2, then the demand curve will be like this. That means the curve is inelastic. Remember the price elasticity of demand, how we define elasticity by looking into graph? If it is a more of a vertical, it is inelastic, right? Getting my point? A person initial income is M1 and his at this particular income his quantity demanded is Q1. Suppose the income of person increases to M2, the quantity demanded increases only to Q2. You can see the difference. M1, M2 is greater than Q1, Q2. That means the quantity that at that particular income level, the demand for that particular commodity is inelastic. Now, suppose if demand curve is look like this, what does it mean? That means this quantity demanded increases to from Q1 to Q3 rather than Q1 to Q2. That means M1, M2 is less than Q1, Q3. This proportionately change in quantity demanded increases greater than change in person's income, right? So this point, the demand is elastic. If curve is a more of a flat or a horizontal line, it will be elastic. Now suppose demand curve is like this. With respect to income, what does it mean? What does this demand curve means?
Negative.
Is higher, quantity demanded is, suppose here, if income is higher, or M3, M4, anyway, anything. The quantity demanded is very less, that is Q4. This kind of good is that is inverse relationship between income and price of the quantity demanded of the commodity. That is nothing but the inferior good. Getting my point? So for a normal good, income would be more of the demand curve will be more of inelastic, and for a luxury good, the demand curve will be more of elastic, and for inferior good, demand curve will be downward sloping. That is, at higher income, if good is inferior, people will demand what lesser quantity. So the principle is a good may be a luxury at low levels of income, a necessity at intermediate level of income, and an inferior at higher level of income. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So, looking into the table, you can now look into this columns. You can go to column number 6. You have to tell me comparing elasticity of income elasticity of demand is given in this 5th column, and to tell me what type of good is this. Okay? Abu Rashid, can you tell me if income elasticity is 2, what type of good will be this?
Zero income elasticity, normal good.
No. Normal good? Income elasticity of demand is 2. So what kind of good is this? While looking into this, you can say this is positive and greater than 1. 2 is positive and greater than 1, right? Why not responding?
Yeah, ma'am.
So what kind of good is this?
Luxury good.
This is nothing but the luxury good, right? What about 1.5? If income elasticity is 1.5, Abu Rashid, can you say? Can you answer this question?
Yeah, ma'am.
What kind of good is this? If income elasticity of demand is 1.5, is it luxury, normal, or necessity, or inferior?
Normal good. Very correct, ma'am.
Mohammed Faiz, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of good is this?
Luxury good day.
Yes. It's luxury good. It is positive and it is greater than 1. 1.5 is greater than 1, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What about if it is 0.80? Abu Rashid, you have to answer me.
Yeah, ma'am. This is normal good.
It's normal good. Good. Very good. And Tanmay, can you say what kind of food is this? If it is income elasticity of demand is 0.56?
Ma'am, normal good.
Very good. And Mufida, what is if it is
Yes, ma'am.
minus 0.30?
Inferior good.
Very good. And Hashim, what about minus 0.37? Hashim, are you there?
Hashim is
Is present or has gone somewhere after signing in?
കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല ആണെങ്കിൽ വിടാം കുഴപ്പമില്ല
think Hashim is not there. It's not present today. Fausia, can you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this inferior good, right?
Yes. Inferior.
I hope now you have got some idea about the income elasticity of demand. Okay, then why we use this income elasticity of demand? What is the purpose? We can use at macro level. We can use to help to predict the impact of business cycle on sales. What is business cycle? At macro level, we can say that it's a fluctuations in GDP or national income. It happened at the time of some kind of recession, or even at the time of Corona, there is a globally people experience some kind of recession or business cycle. Okay, it will be like this. And at micro level, at a firm level, at an individual level, it can be used for sales forecasting. Okay, so a firm can forecast the impact of a change in income on sales volume, sales revenue, etc. So you write it down. I will give you 2 exercises. You have to do this and present me tomorrow. Please write it down. One is using the income elasticity equation, calculate the effect on sales. Okay. First one, a car manufacturer sells a car with a income elasticity is 2.5. What does it mean? Income elasticity is 2.5. What kind of good is this? What kind of car is this?
Luxury.
Yeah, it is luxury car. And assume, and doing some research, they have found that the income will also increase by 3% next year. And you have to calculate the effect on sales. Its income elasticity of demand is 2.5. That is EM. You have to calculate the percentage change in the quantity demanded. You have to substitute these value into this formula, and you have to calculate and tell me tomorrow what I will call each and everyone name, and you have to tell me. Okay. The second example, a car manufacturer, the same, sells a car with a income elasticity of demand is equal to -3, and income also increases by 2%, and calculate the effect on sales. If it is minus, what does it mean? What kind of car is this?
Inferior.
Yeah, it's a might be a small car or an inferior car. Right? Will you do this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Did you write it? Can I change the PPT?
Okay, ma'am.
Now we will move on to the cross elasticity of demand. So we covered price elasticity, that is responsiveness of quantity demand of a commodity with respect to change in price, and income elasticity, the responsiveness of quantity demand for a commodity with respect to change in the income of the person. Now we are talking about cross elasticity, that is responsiveness of the quantity demanded for a good change in the price of another commodity. That we were yesterday in the last class we were talking about this complementary goods and supplement goods, right? So it is again defined as the sensitivity of the quantity demand for a certain commodity to a change in the price of another commodity, keeping all other things constant. So cross elasticity of demand can be defined as the percentage change in the quantity demanded of X, commodity X, divided by percentage change in the price of commodity Y. Okay. Before we were saying like percentage change in the delta, percentage change in percentage delta Q divided by percentage delta P, or for price elasticity of demand. But for income elasticity of demand, percentage change in Q divided by percentage change in M, that is income. Here we are saying it is gross elasticity of demand is of XY is equal to percentage change in the quantity demanded of commodity X with respect to percentage change in the price of commodity Y. Okay, so if gross elasticity of demand is greater than 0, the good will be substitute goods. Okay, if a gross elasticity of demand is less than 0, the good will be complementary goods. And if it is 0, the goods are not related. There is no relation between the price of that good to the quantity demand of another commodity. Getting my point? For example, here it is given in your textbook. Then in textbook it is given as in both table it is lemon and tea, but here it is coffee. It is, I think it's a printing mistake. So I have changed to coffee. There are two commodities, tea and coffee. It's a classical example. The price of commodity per cup is 40 cents. For coffee is 40 cents, and for tea it is 20. At this particular price, the quantity demanded is 50 for coffee, and for tea it is 40. Okay, that it is the price and quantity relation at this particular moment. And after some point of time, the price of coffee increases to 60, the quantity demanded decreases to from 50 to 30. Getting my point? And in the case of tea, it was 20 before, the price still 20, but the quantity demanded increases to 40 to 50. Why? Even though the price is same both period, this change happened because the price of coffee decreases. That's why the demand for tea increases. Why this happened? Because these goods are both are substitute goods. People can substitute tea for coffee if the price of coffee increases, then normally people will move on to consuming more of tea than coffee. Unless and until there are a strict preference for tea and coffee for consumers. So at that point, our gross elasticity of demand is calculated from this table. It is given in your textbook. If you want, you can calculate it by hand. And finally, we will get gross elasticity of demand is 0.5. What if it is greater than 0? It is substitute goods. In the second case, we have two commodities, lemon and tea, and the price of lemon per unit is 10 and tea is 20. The quantity demanded is at price of 10, 20 units are demanded, and 40 it is 40, the same way. Okay, but here after some period of time, the price of lemon increases to 10 to 20. What happened to the quantity demanded? Normally, when price increases for normal good, quantity demanded will decrease. So it decreases from 20 to 15. Then in the case of tea, what happened here? Price is the same, but quantity demanded decreases from 40 to 35. What happened here? Here, quantity demand in the case of tea and coffee, when the price of coffee changes, the quantity demanded for tea increases. But when the price of lemon changes, the quantity demanded for tea decreases, because these two goods are considered as complementary goods. So cross elasticity of demand for lemon and tea is calculated as minus 0.25. That meant these goods are complementary. Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how we can differentiate by looking into the cross elasticity of demand. What is complementary and what are substitute goods? Okay, sometimes these goods may not be related to each other in any way. Can you say an example? Anything. Likewise, we discussed in the earlier class, coffee and shoe, there is no relationship. So in that case, cross elasticity of demand will be 0. Okay. Now you have to tell me what is price elasticity? How we say the price elasticity of demand is elastic or inelastic? Remember the earlier class? Let's recall this. Demand is said to be elastic when is greater than 1. Okay? Demand is inelastic when is less than 1. Demand is unitary elastic, that means equal to 1. What is greater than 1 means? That is, given percentage change in price leads to greater percentage change in quantity demand. It will increase more than proportionately. But in the case of inelastic, it will increase less than proportionately. That means inelastic. That is less than 1, that it means inelastic. If it is greater than 1, it is elastic. And if it is equal to 1, that means it is unitary elastic. Okay, now let's move on to this exercise. You have to tell me, what about the cross elasticity of demand? If it is positive, the good is substitute. If it is negative, the good is complementary. See here, lemon and tea are complementary goods, that's why it is negative. And tea and coffee are substitute good, it is positive. Okay. Now income elasticity. If it is positive and greater than 1, the good would be luxury good. And if it is positive and in the values between 0 and 1, the good will be normal. And if it is less than or if it is negative, the good will be inferior. Okay. Now I will ask you, Yasir, are you there? He's not there. Yasir, can you turn on your camera? I think he joined and left the class. Everybody please turn on your camera.